Hello, everybody. It's looking a little different this time, and I hope you like it. I nearly died making all this. welcome to session 27 of the Blue Lamp, our first year D&D campaign. And at some point, me saying first is actually gonna be relevant. Today, we're gonna skip the introductions. Look on the screen, you can see everything. We're just gonna get right into the music, and I'm gonna summarize last session. This was a little longer ago for a lot of us. The party, who would have thought, continued their adventures throughout the Blue Forest, trying to investigate the curse there, and also, establish a foothold, while also finding that darn titular Blue Lambrel credits. They had mixed success. Omni is still, last we left off with Omni, they were still in the middle of finding out what that Catable Pass, one of the central refuges for the Black Circus, was all about. Seti and Lefave just come back from a successful mission to Muspel Island, where they freed 3 prisoners and also managed to thwart the Order of the Crooked Man in the area. Tyr, Kustian, and Shamara had just finished freeing an old druid who was trapped inside of a giant tree and causing a grove around him to die. The place called the Blighted Woods, and the person who named himself after that, were both changed permanently, probably for the worse. We have yet to see. We return now to the Blue Forest, and I don't know who's gonna go first. I think, instead of going in alphabetical order, I'm just gonna pick at random. Florian. Florian is here. Same thing as always. Yeah. I'm gonna start shuffling this tarot deck here, and you're gonna say stop whenever you want, starting now.
Stop.
I was ready for Florian to not stop, to not say stop. I was so ready. Masterful gambit, Florian.
Thank you.
Is Tim not paying attention?
Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, I love you. Please tell me what my card is.
Oh, 6 of Cups. Live translating this from German into English. It says, nostalgia, loved memories, affection, trust, innocence, and playfulness. Tyr, today you want to get in touch with your inner child.
As if I haven't already every session.
Yep, it's true.
Incredible.
Shamara.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I took a lot of painkillers.
That's gonna be awfully relevant in a minute. Hey,
oh god.
Shamara, how about you say stop whenever you want, starting now?
Stop.
The King of Cups, inverted.
Oh.
There you go.
The inverted is a good thing, right?
It is usually a bad
Instability.
thing.
No.
But I mean, there are no good and bad things.
Instability, emotional inavailability, intolerance. Samara, today you struggle with not being emotionally over something that maybe you should already be over. I mean, come on, girl. Gender neutral.
Oh no. Arc 2 of the Algernon Maxi fight.
For those of
Chapter
you
2, baby.
who may be wondering, Siska, why are you so incredibly cursed today? I'm working on 4 sleeps, and my father had a terrible thing happen to him today, and I'm working on anxiety and mango chips and caffeine also. Oh, and here, you know
Yes.
the drill. Just say stop whenever you want.
Stop whenever you want.
Think you're funny, huh?
Yeah, sometimes.
4 of swords.
Oh.
Today you die.
Again?
You think, here's the thing though, like, Seti is a revenant. He doesn't have that many, deaths left in him.
Fucking Time Lord now.
Regeneration, time out, meditation, coming to your senses, rest. Seti, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. Which finally brings us to the person who might actually tell me better what this card is about than I will. Maxi.
It's me.
Maxi.
You ready for some D&D bullshit, Maxi?
You know it. Can we once again take a second just to appreciate how beautiful these Fukis are, by the way?
It's so cool.
It is so fucking cool. And we're missing one player. Coolsty will not be joining us today, so no Stacy. But Coolsty's Fuki is adorable. Though I will say I love Tyr's little like finger movement in the idle animation.
Yeah, I
That's
enjoy
so
that too.
cool.
And when I speak, it's just like obvious, right? Like
Yes,
I make
there,
that
approach me.
Yeah.
It's like-
I let your performance as players and characters inform the designs, which is why each of you has a different expression when you speak. For example, you look at Seti, who actually has the slowest talking cycle. And he always makes sure to enunciate all of his words.
Gotta chill out, man.
You have Sumara, who always squints because they're naturally like a very distrustful person. You have Omni, who looks like they're either confused or judgmental, which
Or both.
explains itself. And Tyr, who's always just 1 second away from saying some real smart ass shit.
Oh, insufferable, as I was gonna describe him, but yes.
Which is a fun concept, I think, for me, for like a lawful good, a paladin. Seti, if you want, you can just go back in the art chat and pull up the gifs I made for Stacy. Only if you want. In the meantime, Maxi, how about you say stop whenever you want?
Okay. And stop.
Alright. What's this? The Fool.
That's my card! Wow, how did you do that? Wait, did you actually pull the Fool?
Excited there.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
incredible.
hot damn.
So yeah.
I was doing a whole bit about like you were doing a magic trick, and I'm like, holy crap, that is my card. How did you put it there? You pulled the Fool on me, huh? Hot damn.
Spontaneity, joie de vivre, adventurousness, naivety, new horizons, and potential. Omni, today you're gonna either do or experience something completely new to you. We'll see what that's all about in the next 2.5 to 4 hours to come. Aren't you excited?
The 2.5 to 4 sessions.
2.5 to 4 sessions. Let's see how many sessions we can pull off tonight. I'm just stacking them all up. We're just recording all of them together so Andy can release the VODs over the next month. By the end of session 30,
it is Saturday.
By the end of session 30, I'm just gonna be like.
I think that's gonna be all of us.
That's right. The stream is pre-recorded. It's true.
That's right.
I think you forgot to send me the script of the day, so fuck.
Oh yeah, I actually the next page is empty, so I don't know what to do.
There's like 20 pages
Here.
of Stacy dialogue here. What are we gonna do with those?
Yeah. Tier.
Wait, the heading here says beach episode.
Ooh.
Well,
What beach?
Motherfuckers. You know what? You
Wait,
guys
this-
keep vamping while I get Chip in order.
oh, I think I got the wrong. Mine says to put on the bikini for the beach episode, but like,
Okay.
I mean, you better
put it
get
on.
to it.
But better
I
get
guess. Fuck.
to it.
Okay.
Yeah. We
I mean,
always thought you would
it
look
also
nice with a
like
D-
when
with
I
a
when I look at
DV.
my requisite bag for this episode, it's pretty large around the this. Whoa, it fits perfectly.
Hold
Oh
on.
yeah.
now.
Guys, this one was made for me.
Alright.
It's my bikini. It starts walking towards it.
The bikini, you have to jump in it.
This entire section is gonna end in a quote section for the session report. I hope you're proud of yourself. Alright. Let me look for the scene. Where is it? Oh, there you Tyr, you wake on a cold, foggy morning in the hovel that Blightwood let you stay in. You hear the faint sound of birds which you didn't the day before, a clear sign of your success here in the Blighted Woods, but something is off. You can see Custin already off in a corner, just cowering, chewing on his fingernails and thinking to himself. Then you hear it. Somebody just outside the hovel is arguing. As you step outside,
Yeah.
hang on. That is. You see Blightwood, of course, your host, arguing with a peculiar creature in a very peculiar way. I told you once you cannot stay, and now I ask you go away. Oh, you little fool. You think you're smart, but you're just a tool. Now let me come inside. Or I will play with your insides. A giant horse-like creature is arguing with Blightwood. And for some reason, the two cannot help but rhyme. Give me an insight check, Tyr.
Oh shit. Oh, I know exactly what this is. Yeah, I know exactly what this is. An insight check. Hello? Am I?
Hello.
If this is going to turn up into like a web battle because they have to rhyme.
You get the strange idea that this is a local custom, but you don't feel particularly affected by it.
I mean, out of game. I'm sorry.
game,
I need 2 seconds. I know how to prepare for this. Oh.
As you look around, you notice that Samara is lying on their bedroll, twitching, feverish, mumbling to themselves. You can see the sweat droplets on the forehead. They are completely knocked out. You have no idea how you can get through to them. And you're, at this point, too afraid to ask.
Actually, I want to speak up, if I may.
You step up to the mayor and Blightwood.
Oh dear,
Hey.
my good friend. Be careful what you say, lest you find a bitter end.
Hello, Blighted Wood. My friend here is not looking good.
If they're not looking good, maybe they just need some food. Let me come inside. I have many things you do not need to hide.
Okay, let's go. Just make sure we make it before it blows.
You feel a deep pain inside of your throat, inside of your head, as you take 4 psychic damage for failing the rhyme.
That makes sense. I accept that.
Blightwood puts a hand up your mouth and says,
Blows, go! There's no way you can come inside my hovel. Because if you come in, I might as well bring a shovel to bury myself here in the ground as you just prance and rhyme around. This beast is a dangerous thing. And I fear this encounter is just the beginning.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Tyr, it seems you found yourself, for some reason, in an old wives' tale, and you're not entirely sure what is the exit here.
Wow, your rhyming ability makes me want to bow. How do we get out of here? I am filled with fear.
As well you should be. You see, Mary Lude is a dangerous beast.
Marie-Louise! I'm sorry. I just can't.
And the rhyming you should worry about the least. When she comes into my hut, oh, I prefer to think about it not.
Will she drink all your beer while she's here?
Dropping the Ailstorm bars.
Beer, you say? Well, count me in.
Actually, I have some in over yonder bin. There's not even a bin there. Ow! Ow!
Okay, not speaking right
game.
now. Out of
2
game,
out
out
of
of
5.
game, out of game. I'm walking over to Shamara.
Shamara.
I need to walk over to Shamara and just check what the fuck's going on. Just like seeing vitals
If you
and
don't
stuff.
consider it in position, then Blightwall will stay behind in position. You step over to Shamara and see that indeed they are twitching in their sleep. They're mumbling to themselves. Some strange sickness of the force has taken over them. Cassian steps up to you and says,
I'm so fucking lost. What is the health of my friend gonna cause?
Fret not, my brave Tyr. There's no reason to be with fear. You see the strange druid that we saved? Well, he caved, and then he went underground. For a cure, he said, to look around. And if we do not manage to keep the mare outside, well, let's just say it won't be of use to hide.
So how do we keep them from entering before our friend here starts relenting?
You feel a strong pain in your head.
Oh,
as
come
you-
on!
As you take another 4 psychic damage.
That was pretty close. Like, I'm trying over here.
If you want, you can give me some kind of check. Before you ride yourself even deeper in the shit.
Medicine. I want to see if I can actually, like, figure this out myself. Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that. Cock and balls.
I have cures for your friend, you see? If only you should invite me into the hovel. That's why I want to go. Now, if you make it that way, I will make it so.
Blightwood looks at you through the door and does the finger over his throat, like, don't. You get the strong idea that whatever happens, you don't want the mare inside the hut.
Okay, I want to look around in the hut to see if I find whatever the druid was talking about.
You get the strong idea that from what Castian was trying to say,
Yeah.
Druckus, the druid, actually went underground. Like, he fused with the ground and then disappeared.
Oh. But didn't he say that there's a cure somewhere around in this hovel?
Indeed, there is a cure around, but we'll only find it underground. And since my claws are not made for digging, Castian recalls in pain. 4 out of 5. I'm just gonna cut you out there, right there, Tyr. as you
Thank
think
God.
of a way out of this.
I have a couple of things lined up, but I need a break.
A very tight situation to put any player in, I'm aware.
I love it, don't get me wrong.
We cut now back to Wow.
Wow.
A couple of weeks after this. Let me just... God, well, I'm on the token layer, right? Remove that. Remove this. Seti, it's been a couple days since you and Lefava arrived back in Waro. The captured people that you rescued, consisting of the blacksmith mug, no gum, no mug. Sorry, it was one of the two. Returned to the blacksmithy, and together with the artificers, they finally reopened the smithy to forge weapons. As you can see, Rendari returned a couple days before you, and the entire guard has been constantly rotating around town, trying to find any infiltrators, anyone who might give them away. Palisades have been erected around town. the abandoned Fort Duargo, is being rebuilt as you're looking at it. And some of the younger townspeople and even some older ones have been recruited into the guard, replenishing their ranks, preparing for the siege that is now only 4 weeks away. You made your way to town, landing at one of the docks. Adept Philo went to meet with the other druids, who immediately started working on the burned down Faesong tree. The snow keeps piling up around you. After a couple of hours, basically, at your day of arrival, you can already hear the crunch on your feet whenever you step outside. The drake, meanwhile, has taken to you as if you were its mother. Suppose you think you are scaly enough. You're not quite ready for the gift of motherhood. In the meantime, Lafave has worked out a pretty good deal. Nubla, the innkeeper's daughter, has agreed to look after the drake in exchange for the two of you to work at the inn. So, Ante, what's happening now is that Seti is going to be busy during the day working at the inn. You can try and make any kind of checks you want to figure out what's going on, or just do whatever you want at the inn. And in the evening, you will be free to explore any of the other locations. As if this were a downtime episode, only it's the pre-downtime just for Seti and Lafave.
So I have the day shift. Is this the first day of our shift, or?
This is the first day, right?
Okay,
If you want, you can give me an athletics check to see how well it goes.
I'm about to say, like, I'm pretty sure Seti is gonna be, first things first, he's gonna be wanting to go into the kitchen and start doing the food cooking for the lunch. So I'm not sure
You
if
come
that's
inside and you see a heavy set but how do you say? Heavy set but strong, rather short Harengon woman, a rabbit folk with long, like pale red hair. You know, it's Roderica, Nubla's mother and Nubus's wife. She looks into you and says, "No, this is not possible."
Please, can I help or something?
Suppose you can help me cause the vegetables? Would that be amenable to you, Snake Man?
Yes, that sounds lovely.
Perfect. And why don't you give me a... What kind of check do you think this would be?
Well, since I'm using my knives, that's mostly like acrobatics based, I think. That's just dexterity.
No, it doesn't say you have proficiency with kitchen tools or cooking tools.
I have a proficiency with cook utensils, indeed.
Well, how about you give me a check with that? Using any ability score you want, you just add your proficiency on top.
Okay. Oh, a 15. I'm using my dex plus proficiency.
The first, like, 6 hours, you're working until 2 p.m. Go pretty well. Roderica is actually kind of impressed with how well you manage yourself. Of course, the kind of vegetable cutting you do is nothing, extraordinary. It's just something you picked up while you were mostly caring for yourself. Working soup kitchens in Maracas, kind of living on the road. But after a while, you get good at it. And at some point, Roderica is out of the kitchen, and you start receiving orders from all the lumberers coming into the inn. And you just start getting in there. After a while, it seems you've never done anything other than cooking. When Roderica comes back, she doesn't say anything, but her eyes say it all. She might just have competition.
Another
What are you
one
gonna do for the
coming
next
after
6
her
hours?
husband.
Come again?
Another one coming for her husband. Okay, I have 2 shifts. I think I'm gonna swap with Mick for the second one. Not sure what they've been up to.
Just comes down from her room. She looks like she's been reading. She's just wearing casual gear, and she says, "Oh, you're done? Perfect. I can't wait to throw some chairs around." Nubis looks kind of suspicious at that, but then he just shrugs. "All right. How about you go I don't know. That's a German expression. How about you just step around town, relax your legs, try to see what else has changed in the past week, in the past 2 weeks we've been gone.
Sounds good.
Right, see you tonight.
Right.
She immediately
luck.
goes to grab a chair, and Nubis says, "Don't." You don't see the rest of the conversation. You just walk outside and meet Nubla, standing in the backyard. She's playing with the little water drake, who's like this little reptilian creature. It looks kind of like a dragon, kind of like an eel. It's got long, like whisker-like tendrils, and it's gurgling happily as you walk on by. See it playing with Nubla. Nubla looks up at you, and so does the drake, who immediately starts crawling around your arm.
Oh,
Suppose I'll never be its mom. You make a much better mom, you actually have the scales.
well, yeah. In my culture, I would be happy if I was allowed to be a midwife. I may have the scales, but only some of them.
I think Mama actually told me about this before. Is it true that you raise your kids communally?
Very much, yes.
So you never actually met your mom?
I remember her face somewhat, but actually no. I think the most memory I have of her is her smell.
As you say that, the drake just kind of coils over your head and then just nests in your hair. What do you think she smelled like then?
I guess to a mortal, I mean, we're all mortal. Sure. To a normally non-Huanti, it would have been just acidic, but to me, it would be a bit like anise.
Anise, you say? She kind of looks dreamy at that. As she produces a snack, and the drake gives a little squawk and then immediately is back down on her side getting the snack. Have you thought about a name for this thing?
Good question. I haven't.
I think I've got an idea, but how about you just spend some time in town and we can talk about this again this evening. My schedule, as you can see, is rather full, she says as she is trying to keep the rest of the bag of snacks away from the drake. I'll talk to you later, Snake Man.
Thank you so much for all your effort.
Yeah. She's losing the fight as you step away from the backyard of the roadhouse. Oh, Steady, where are you going? It's a wonderful winter mid-afternoon. The clouds are already getting pink, even though it's only like 3 p.m.
I think I'm gonna indeed literally, as said, do a walk around town to just perceive everything that's happening around me. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of a circle where I go down square, gonna quickly hop in the smithy, and then pass from this community center to the cemetery, and I'm actually gonna end in the cemetery for meditation.
You go to the square, you see that it's more busy. Or perhaps just as busy as usual. Only this time there's a bunch of druids around trying their best to perform rituals to keep the Faesong alive at all costs. You recognize, of course, Adept Philo. You recognize Brother Might, who was in the inn the moment you arrived, that evening you arrived. A couple of other faces that you've seen around Ashling. Ashling and Stacy are nowhere to be found, of course. You can see that a lot of the druids are already, well and truly tired of the effort. You have no idea how long they can keep this on.
I think I'm just gonna pass around a couple of, if I can, from a drink station, a couple of drinks to some of the druids. If it's possible, I'm gonna try to give them coffee. I remember that the Arianwe figured out the recipe.
You step up to the tiefling druid that you saved, to Philo, who says, "Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
Suppose you just go bottoms up. Ah, it's hot! Ah, gosh! Ah!
You can see a bunch of druids look up, worried. He quickly casts a healing word on himself.
Oh, but that's good. It's hot, but good. It's like a hot bath, but it's inside of you.
I'm sorry. I guess you don't normally drink it like this. We tend to just drink acid, so it's normal for me.
Acid. Well, some physiologians at the Circle actually tell you that we're all filled with acid, and the acid actually helps us digest our food.
Ooh.
Oh. So you're a friend of Stacy, right? Sister Stacy?
And exactly. I was wondering if there was any news about her and Aisling.
Oh, the last time I checked, they had just about wrapped up their business on the Autumn Circle. Something awful happened, and I believe they said something about a demon, but that can't be true. There aren't any demons here in the Blue Forest. They should be on their way, and they should be back any day now.
No demons at all. Certainly not the thing that attacked the tree as well.
Wow.
Teddy, Antia, genuine question. Do you stick around to discuss theology with Adept Philo?
Only if he wants to. This was just an
You have a
offhand
short
remark.
discourse about the fact that the thing that attacked the tree was a Decimal, which is technically a type of Celestial. Celestials, you might know, are very distinct in the way that they generally represent the gods. They are affiliated with the gods. They're not themselves gods. Usually they are either like lawful, neutral, or good in some capacity. Of course, as you've seen now, the Crooked Man, or Ilmar as he was originally called, is turning out to be a little bit less good than maybe perhaps thought. You kind of think about the fact that for generations and generations of Moroccans worshipped this god. Like, it was a very popular and strong religion. And then from one night to the next, they were banished. You're starting to wonder how much time it's going to take for Moroccans to grow away from that kind of past. To grow towards a more wholesome future, perhaps, where other gods might be worshipped, maybe even Omni's mother, Selen.
Or Omni
But
themselves.
definitively, the thing that attracted the tree, maybe it wasn't a demon, but it certainly wasn't a wholesome creature. You carry on down to the smithy. What you see at the smithy is that it's extremely busy. The roof is completely covered in snow, but you can see a couple of drakelets, like these small raptor-looking things, completely in their wither downage. Like, you can see their little reptile snouts poking out from their puffy white bodies as they warm themselves on the edge of the roof. You can see the smithy is working like double time. Like, along with the artificers who actually like set up their own crucible and stuff. The din of hammers on iron and, the bellows of the fort is almost deafening. And you can see a long queue of guardsmen, new and old, just standing in line, waiting for the weapon, helping out at the forge. It seems, despite everything, the newcomers from the Ariane Way are helping livening up the town, helping it improve. When you first came here, you and Omni almost laughed about the fact that Gum didn't know how to forge weapons. And now it's almost everything he makes. Along with his son, Mug.
You have no idea how much I have the urge to just walk in there and be like, Blackie Smithy.
You Andy or you Seti?
Both, but only for Andy it would make sense.
Seti's just had too much coffee. He's just jittering around. He's just vibrating all over the place.
I do try to step in because there's a bit of a line. And I'm not sure if I should have Mug or Gum, but I do want to ask if he can make me make something for a friend of me.
Come the Elder steps out. You see this birdfolk fellow with a big hammer. There you are. You found my son. Good on you. He taps you on the shoulder. Don't worry about the queue, mind. You can always come in first if you like. Now, how can I help you, Seri?
I hope I've helped you plenty, but I'm so sorry I've still not been able to grant you rest.
Well, I sleep very well at night. The forge keeps me busy during the day.
Do you
And
remember?
and Mug's a good boy. He can work whenever I can't. He's learning fast, too.
It's good to hear. Do you remember the first day that I arrived? I wanted to ask if you could make something.
Yeah, I sure do.
I have this piece of metal. I'm trying to open the link, but it's no longer valid. You have the rack plate.
The heavy-duty rack plate?
Yes.
Turtle power? Hang on, let me fetch it for you.
I think I need to change the name of the setting, and then it's gonna work again. Because it's still in my notes, it's still under Snail World.
Kind of weird how it doesn't save that. I put it in the Roll20 chat, but yeah, there you go. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
No.
Did you have heavy-duty rack plate?
I have the heavy-duty rack plate, indeed.
Okay, if you put it into a weapon, you gain +4 to hit. When rolling melee attack, you always will have advantage. When hitting a ranged target, it now creatures within 30 feet must succeed a dex save or take an amount of d8 equal to your proficiency bonus. DC of the save is 10 plus the strength or dex modifier plus a proficiency bonus.
Actually,
and for armor,
I wanted to use it to make armor for Tyr.
Oh yeah, what kind of armor were you thinking for that, lad? Like something heavy, something not so heavy, something light?
This is a very good question. I thought I knew him, but now I'm doubting myself. I think he's
Okay, above
he's a
table.
heavy armor boy.
Above table, Florian. Do you think Tyr would want a set of like half plate, which is medium armor, or full plate, which is heavy armor?
Let me check. I mean, probably. Oh, heavy armor for sure. The full plate.
You commission Gum, though he waives your fee entirely, for a set of full plate armor using the rack plate. He and the artificers get going. I mean, the artificers are from the Royal Artificers Company, and they get to work immediately. Working with this stuff is the bread and butter. You get the feeling you can come back next day, but for now they are quite busy. Is there anything else you want to do at the smithy?
No, I just wanted to make sure if I could, like, from memory, draw a little picture of Florian's god, patron. Not sure how he would describe it. To embed somewhere in the armor.
My dad.
A symbol of Vulcan. Hang on, let me see.
I'm not sure if you actually ever called him your dad around me.
I don't even think she ever mentioned him. But
No, I dream about him and then shut up immediately.
So as far as I know, I'm just Devon. I know he takes his power from a god, but I'm not sure how he would refer to that god.
Intuitively, Seti, you know that there should be a symbol of Vulcan somewhere in there. And with that, we carry on down to Electric Avenue. To
Paradise.
where is it?
To the country
Cat
roads.
Bubble Pass.
Oh.
I believe, Omni, you were just starting to sit down at the arena that was dug out of a cave in the pass itself. Let me just get the. Oh, these are not in alphabetical order. These are in alphabetical order.
Yeah, I was sitting down ready for a show.
We're sitting down ready for a show, but it seems that for now there's an interlude going on, and indeed I will see all of you in 5 minutes. And we return to Cat Bubble Pass, namely a cave underneath Cat Bubble Pass. Omni, you've just seated yourself next to the the Prestige Lodge. You can't see inside entirely. You can see that there's a very big figure and two medium-sized creatures accompanying them. Can't make any details. The cave is kind of covered in this indigo twilight. It has this eerie quality about it. And soon enough, the entire room fills up with chaotic shadow creatures, members of the Black Circus. You remember vaguely what Blackwood told you about. Between all the stimuli you've experienced in the past day, it's kind of hard to keep up. You remember that every new moon, the Black Circus holds a tournament, a culling, as Blackwood called it, to keep their ranks clean, as it were. 12 members are selected and must battle each other through the death until only one is left. That person is then exempt from all such tournaments for the next 12 months. Blackwood, for one reason or another, has volunteered this time, even though with his win rate he hasn't been due for many years. As they all shuffle in and the ranks fill up almost to bursting, you watch the cards unfold. Let me just get my notes. What do you think is going through Omni's head at the moment?
Well, I believe that I did arrive here in part because I wanted to get more information on the blue lamp. So I'm playing along to what these bozos are doing, literal bozos in this case. In part also to learn more about their inner working, since I have a faint feeling we'll be having to deal with this group sooner or later. There is something strange about just their complete lack of any care for their self-preservation, this wanton sense of destruction and chaos, that it's strangely refreshing. Reminds me a lot of the extended campaign against demons and fiends so long ago.
Would you give me an Arcana check as you ponder this?
You got it, boss. Arcana check. We're looking at a different character. My other character that I'm playing has a much better Arcana. A dirty
20. You consider this for a moment, but it makes sense when you think about it. Mortal societies are bound by strange laws. The rituals, as it were, are always intricate and always complicated. And so it keeps with these creatures. Only they are a parody, not just of themselves, but also of the prime material plane. The Shadowfell, which you suspect is what these creatures come from, is a plane defined by constant decay. They are a copy of the prime material plane, only every single negative energy is multiplied, whereas every positive energy is diminished. In some strange way, it makes sense that this is the way they would keep themselves both entertained and accountable. As for their lack of self-preservation, you have long since found out that these creatures are undead. This sense of preservation probably died when they did. So,
it is still nonetheless startling in a way, just how willing they are to throw themselves through the rings of fire and into the actual fire.
As you snack on something that explicitly led in your hand, a bag of walnuts, you watch the Bloodsport tournament while sniffing through the ranks of watchers in the hopes of learning something new of the Black Circus. You can leave at any point, though you might lose out on the information you would have otherwise gathered. As you get comfortable, round 1 begins. In round 1, a satyr with dual axes tacks on an indeterminate Circe, who wild traps into a dire serpent and swallows him whole. Meanwhile, while you watch all this, why don't you give me a perception check? Call it a
You got
DC
it.
12.
Ooh, you forgot that I have no wisdom. I pay
It's a
attention
straight
to
roll
nothing.
for you, huh?
Yeah, that's a dirty 4.
Very dirty.
Perhaps I'm
something
not
about a-
the best equipped character to be perceiving things.
You are so
But please do
distracted
go
by
on.
the crunch of the walnuts and the crunch of the turkey being swallowed whole that you can't actually hear anything of what's being discussed just 2 ranks behind you. All that you hear is the word ringleader. Round 2 rings as a ghastly bell rings throughout the cave. Black blood splattered across the ground. And cheers, both ghastly and genuine, ring throughout the establishment. Blightwood enters the ring. He finds himself opposite a human Serki, a man who must have been a huntsman or a soldier of some sort, and he wears nothing but a long tattered skirt and a mask resembling a wyvern. As Blightwood stands back and calmly observes, the human sprouts bony spikes from their back, their face, and their forearms until they resemble a giant porcupine. The cheers from the crowd, however, are short-lived as they turn into screams of horror. It appears that the human porcupine has repeatedly started stabbing themselves in the face. By default, Blightwood takes the win. Give me an insight check there.
Masterful gambit there, human porcupine. Is that perception again?
That's insight.
Insight, thank you.
On
Let's
a
see.
10.
Okay, that's 9 in 20 chance I get there. I do not get there. I'm startled by what Porcupine Man was trying to achieve there.
You have no idea what he was trying to do, if indeed he was trying to do it. You don't know what kind of fools are at work here, but it does not seem wholesome. Blightwood takes the win and moves forward to the final 3-way. Meanwhile, you learn that the ringleader, who's been whispered about, has been acting strange as for the last fortnight. Supposedly, one of his guests has something to do with it. You now determine that those creatures with the large creature in the Prestige Lodge are the guests and the ringleader, respectively. You hear one Serki tell of a middle-aged drow witch with the branches growing from her eye sockets. Another tell of a strange trinket the ringleader keeps in his storage at Tree for Readout, known for producing blue light and summoning wild creatures. You've heard about this before.
I
That the blue
see.
lamp is being kept at Tree for Readout. And apparently the ringleader of the Black Circus was keeping it there. Another ghastly ring of a spectral bell, and we enter round 3. The 3 final contestants face off against each other. Blightwood is assailed by both the massive serpent from round 1 and a black dragonborn, who you remember being the axe thrower from the axe throwing stand.
Hey, it's that guy.
To your surprise, besides just throwing axes, he also starts spewing corrosive black goo from his mouth. With generous use of Misty Step, Blightwood avoids both them long enough to kill the serpent with cantrips. The monk then squares off against the much smaller Satyr, who looks calm as always. As his opponent attempts to strike him, he simply catches his claw mid-air. He then puts his other hand on the Dragonborn's forehead, causing him to seize up and fall to his knees. He screams in agony for a long time before black ichor starts flowing out of his orifices and he drops dead. The crowd is not impressed, in fact it is deathly silent. You see somebody
Tough crowd.
walking out of the lounge. A dreadfully pale elven wizard with a long white braid. You don't recognize this character, but someone else might. Finally, it seems Blightwood has once again won the tournament. After Blackwood's almost unfair victory over his siblings, a mumble falls over the audience. Finally, a voice from the lounge calls out and declares him a bastard. You can see finally that the prestige lounge opens and the tall creature steps out. It is a satyr much like Blightwood, only unlike Blightwood. This creature is a giant. Hang on, let me see. Let me see if I can find him. Ah, there he is. You can see him wearing
Ooh.
nothing but chitinous armor. You can see one of his arms seems to be transforming into that of a bird. Instead of 2 horns, he has 4, and a long black mane floats from his pale head.
Body alert.
Oh no, they're hot.
The ringleader, you presume. Da-da-da.
We can flirt our way to the blue lamp.
Flirt
A smaller
option
figure.
unlocked.
2 smaller figures follow him. One, as you heard, a middle-aged drow witch. Hang on, let me find her. Oh, right, she starts with a W. She's right at the end. Hang on, where are you?
Big W for them.
Oh, no. I did it the other way around. The W is still there. You see this drow witch, and you see that she is almost an exact copy of Marty from the town of Wago. It doesn't take you long to realize that this is in fact the missing weird ass of Wago, the erstwhile leader of the town, since gone missing. Another creature steps up beside her. This one, the pale elf wizard you saw before. Hang on, where is he? Wait, have I not uploaded you? Hang
I
on,
will say,
gotta
by
upload
the
this.
way,
Yes.
I very much enjoy the. I don't know why they're called the flautist, except for perhaps their mastery over the flute. But I really do enjoy their title being the flautist. It's a very disarming title for who might be the ringleader of a terrible organization. I like it. It's yeah, it's definitely not from Big Bad Ink, and they're also hot as hell. So
Yeah.
win-win.
I can't believe I haven't uploaded this handout yet. This is embarrassing. Cut this out, Ed, here.
No, it's staying in.
No, and no, leave it in, Ant here.
Let's go. I'm cutting it out and adding it to the blooper track.
Oh, there you
Goddammit.
go. I think it's important to show that it's okay to be a GM who's not 100% prepared for everything. Siska did a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Wait, why is their name Love Bites?
Ayo.
Because love bites.
Is that the name of the dog?
No, the name of the guy is Love Bites.
Amazing
The
name.
dog.
What's the dog name?
The
This
dog
is the
doesn't
elf.
bite, so it's
the
not
elf
top-notch.
wizard.
Is this
The
a
elf that you saw
Valentine's
earlier.
episode?
You're
Wait,
telling me
hold
there's a dog with no name?
Hold.
The dog has a name too. I forgot it right now. It's not a dog. It's actually a snowy fox riding on his shoulder.
Oh, okay, that's
It's
it.
called Spy
Aww.
Fox.
Snowy Fox.
Oh,
and
I
I-
remember.
Toby.
You didn't know this yet, but the fox's name is actually Pax. It's Pax.
All right, I can live with that.
Okay, it's not Toby.
No. You can see now that Blindwood is squaring off against the flautist and his 2 comrades. And we're gonna leave it at that. We carry now on to an altogether wetter place. Samara. You awaken sometime in the night, you don't know what time it is, with a horrible, terrible fever. Before you know it, you stumble out of the hovel that Blightwood has prepared for you. Him or your companions know where to be found, though for some reason you find yourself not caring very much about it. A few steps and you are, standing at the edge of a pond. It is a beautiful night out. The quiet as it may be, with snowflakes gently falling all around you. The water in front of you, as you can see, is slowly turning to ice, though it is still gentle. You splash some water on yourself, noticing that it is ice cool, which is just what you needed. And as you stand up, you notice something strange in your reflection, for it isn't yours. A tall, pale elf with black hair looks up at you, looking down on himself, with pitch black eyes and a neat suit. A coat is draped lazily around his shoulders, and he seems to be holding a cup of some sort. If Goodman could ever be described as tardy, this would be such an occasion. Though even now he has a strange grace about him. He looks up at you through the black murky water and says,
Please excuse my lateness.
Barely, but it is excused because this is very fantasy narcissus coded, and I do like mythology.
he gives you a astounded expression.
You must excuse, for there have been many troubles of late. Back in my own home, back in my chosen home and my point of origin, Shadowfell is an uproar, and Moon Lake City isn't faring much better. I do hope to see you there soon. Such were the conditions of your inheritance, if you do remember that.
Of course, I remember, as if I would ever forget anything. I am on my way, but we are on a detour right now.
Indeed. You've come to ask me about the Black Circus.
Yeah.
May I just
So
say,
there-
it is highly befuddling, amazing, one might say, that you would even talk to me, much less ask me for aid. Then again, I am the one who accepted.
I mean,
What
it
does that
seems
put
like we both are losing our inhibitions.
Are you both feeling the rain on your skin?
You can almost feel the snow on your skin.
I was typing that into chat. You bastards.
I
No
was
one else.
waiting for that.
Very well. I'm here now. You can ask your questions.
Outside, I'm searching my notes right now where the fuck I put down the questions I had. Wait. God, I write so much, and yet I cannot read it anymore.
While you're looking for your questions, I'm just gonna look and you say,
Yes, well, you asked me about the nature of the Black Circus. I have prepared some notes of my own.
you can say, on his other hand, he now produces a notebook.
Much of it is my own first-hand experience. Much of it is what I've researched in the past couple days. Weeks. Time is strange in between the planes.
So prepared. I'm trying not to show how
Oh no,
cool
they're
I
not.
find that. You know, like
Tamara, since you're in a dream, why don't you give me a charisma saving throw to see if you manage not to completely bungle it?
a saving throw, right?
Yeah, if you
Roll
can hit a
for
10, you are
bungle.
not just in your nightgown.
Yes, that is a 16.
16. You're a nightgown with your coat just kind of thrown on top of it.
You know, I'm also prepared in my dreams. You know, the control issues take hold. Okay, I actually did not write anything down, which is so stupid. So I will just wing this, I guess.
Goodman isn't going anywhere. So,
Yeah, that is very good. I can dream so long. You know, we can stay here forever. Actually,
yeah, you need to go to school tomorrow. How about that?
Fuck. Okay. Well, now that you say that you had your own experience with them, do you know the
The Muffin Man?
no this guy named Blackwood who seems very, I don't know, familiar to us.
Creatures of the Shadowfell have strange ways of making contact. Perhaps he has just grown fond of you through the sheer power of your personality. Perhaps he's encountered all of you so often, and he doesn't bear any ill will against you, that he's found himself charmed, though perhaps just bemused. I do not know the name Bloodwood, as it were. He's not, as it were, a major player in the Shadowfell. It seems the Black Circus fears him.
You know, I will let that dig at my personality slide. So you wouldn't say that it would be a major problem if we, killed him?
Well, as for the repercussions, I cannot say. As for the... obstacles in your way, Bloodwood cannot be killed any more than I can. He is an undead. He's a creature of shadow. Bound by the same vile pact to the benefactor that I am, to come back anytime he dies. Sometimes within minutes. Sometimes stronger.
That just means we have to get creative, and I have a new best friend who might help with that.
He takes a sip. Certainly.
Ow. I do have friends. What the fuck?
I find it curious that Blood was the one you ask about, and not the ringleader. The one, as it were, in charge of this distracted bunch. I can tell you much about him.
I mean, you can go ahead. Please. I'm even saying the magic word.
Well, you would know much about magic words, wouldn't you?
He takes another sip, puts away his notebook.
The ringleader,
I'm not laughing at that joke.
much like myself, holds a special position within the Shadowfell. You might have heard about it. It's called the Court of Sorrows. Led, of course, by our benefactor. Some have called him the Nighthead King. In modern parlance, he's often referred to as the Finger Eater. A creature of pure shadow. A splinter of a titan, some might say, though I cannot confirm nor deny this. He wishes to bring order to the Shadowfell, to bend to his own will, and he uses the court to do so. Part of the court, of course, is the Seneschal. You've already met them. A beaked fellow by the name of Mistel. There's me, with my own position, and there are the four princes. You've already met Alphonse and Farah. There are two others who are waiting, let us say, to meet you. And of course, there's the court jester. The flautist, in this case. I'm not entirely sure whether there have been any before him, though. He is a deeply cursed creature, and he used his influence to build an entire black circus around him. And that is what you have found here in the Blue Forest.
I always
I
want.
like how we have a little bit of flavor for everyone. Like Seti just gets to hang out in town and be social. Tyr needs to do a rap battle. Omni just gets to watch a bunch of bloodshed, and Samara, that's right, they get the info dump.
Yeah, I'm trying not to fumble a bad bitch right now.
Yeah, no, Sumari just gets to share tea. Just having the tea.
In Xiomara terms, this
Sharing
is
the gossip.
You got an info dump?
If I may offer a question in turn.
Go ahead. Who am I to keep secrets?
He looks very grim at that.
Secrets. Not a word I like. That sword wielder you accompany, calling themselves Omni. They've only been in your party for so long. And yet you already seem close to them. Is it true what I've heard? Is this the child of Moon Goddess Salon? The lost blade on Eros?
Well, I
You
did
mustn't
say that
answer.
I
You
made.
mustn't answer. You needn't answer me straight away, of course. Merely to ponder. I find you have nothing to fear from me at this point. The White Prince has made it so that I cannot harm you nor any of your friends, as you know, as I know. He reaches for a scar around his neck, where you can see the arrow that Flora shot through his neck still left a wound.
Oh, that's so sad. I'm not saying that out loud, but I mean,
My hostility against you now is replaced with curiosity.
first of all, I don't fear you, and I haven't feared you before. I don't think I did.
shrugs.
Second of all, I mean, I can just answer you this question. I do not believe that it will have some dire consequences, because they themselves are very open about who they are. So a very simple answer, yes.
Then heed this warning. Moon Lake is dedicated to the goddess Salon, yet it is a false faith. The priesthood has been overrun by those avaricious bastards only interested in money. My dear city is being run aground by false clerics and even more false crusaders. The head of that church has not been seen in weeks, and the high priestess, well, no one listens to her. You might not want to advertise the fact that you are traveling with, as it were, the real deal when coming to the city. Seek out my offices. I shall give you shelter for as long as you require it. No doubt you will have many enemies in the city.
I will keep that in mind. One last question. I mean, we're not going anywhere.
He sits down cross-legged.
I can just
Oh,
technically. Could I just
Excuse me,
ask
it's
you, like, a
crisscross
thousand
Crisscross
questions?
applesauce.
I can't believe you
Yeah,
brought
what the
those-
fuck?
I gagged when you
Everyone,
said that.
that's not Siska. This is someone pretending to be Siska. Siska would never not say crisscross applesauce.
Exactly. What happened?
Reel yourself.
Discuss in character, guys.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Oh, so Goodman
Like-
would not say crisscross applesauce? Damn.
He literally
Stab
has
him.
no whimsy.
Yeah, no joy in this life anymore.
End him now.
Okay. 2 more questions. You do not have to answer those questions because they're more for my own curiosity. Question
Takes a
number
sip.
1. Could I technically sue you for murdering my father, or like, is it a no-go? And the trying to attack us and the identity theft of my wed, which I still take incredibly personal, by the way. I do not
Ponders
think
this.
I will let Weddington III, High Lord of the Reds, outside of my perimeter of sight anymore.
Well, you could, if you were to find a lawyer. I won't stop you.
My god.
Then again, you have your party as eyewitnesses, I suppose. This could be a solid case. Yet why? What would you gain from this?
Nothing. Just for fun. Don't you ever go out and just do something because it's the opportunity arrived and you want to live a little? Poor choice
He
of words,
smiles
maybe.
wider than any humanoid could, assured, and you see that his mouth is full of sharp teeth. Oh, I know a little bit. I know a few things about enjoying myself. Very well, I accept your challenge.
Oh my god, courtroom drama and courtroom romance. I'm not saying that out loud once again. This is...
As for your
And,
other question,
Yes, the other question. Like, I wanted to invite you to the circus, but if you like, do you really not want to go to the circus with us, me? It's gonna be fun.
you want to go to the circus.
Yes.
You want to go to the Black Circus and
Yes,
attend one of
I know
their
this-
performances.
I know
And
this
you want
incredibly
me
dumb.
specifically to be there. To what end?
Once again, because it is funny, and I don't. You know, if we are to meet anyhow pretty soon when I get around to it, and you have offered us housing, don't you think it would be like a wise choice to first make out that my friends, my party members, don't try to attack you again when they see you, like bridge the divide that you're trying to kill us? Has
He
brought
raises a
upon this
finger.
relationship.
He raises a finger to signal that he's heard enough.
Very well.
He stands back up again, and he produces something from his pocket.
In that case,
He drops a small black pearl, which falls towards the surface, then plops out of the water, falling upwards and into your hand. You can add to your inventory the black pearl earring.
Amazing.
you can use this to contact me whenever. No use of a spell slot nor ritual. I trust it will be. It will come in handy.
I will try not to overuse it.
Make sure what the next thing you say rhymes.
As white fog fills the area, and you find yourself awake, screaming. What is it? Gasping awake. Your fever has returned. You are now still back in the hovel. You can see Costian is standing over you, and Tia is scratching his head. Blightwood is standing in the door, arguing with a huge horse thing. You can't get yourself to care about any of it though, because you just have the most splitting headache anyone can imagine. What is it you say as you wake up, Sumara?
What the fuck?
Roll initiative.
I-
Tia.
Says the duck. No. Tia runs over, covers Shamara's mouth, and says the duck.
You should have said, what the
bastards.
fuck, there's a duck. Like,
All right.
I look over to Blightwood. I just want this to end.
Well, friend, if you want this to end,
He disappears into shadow, and you hear his voice echoing from throughout the glaive.
then end this.
Can I get you, Tyr, you, Sumara, and you, Castian, please, to roll initiative for me?
Yes, you can.
was. Only for you.
Xiomara
20,
literally woke up and chose a
Dirty
fight.
20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, we are so good.
We're actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, queen.
Right, let me also pull up the stat block I prepared for this. I also need to fetch the right playlist.
I was so prepared to rhyme more. I've actually I've been thinking in my head how I can carry the conversation.
Florian, I have fantastic news for you.
Oh, cock
There's
and
gonna be
balls.
more rhyming in this combat.
Oh god.
Florian, you'll
I
be excited to
am-
find out about the next D&D campaign. That's right, Rhyme World. We're in fact we will be a team of adventurers who walk around the world delivering rhymes. We call them rhyme jobs.
I think
It is customary to shorten it to a
I think we
Okay,
discussed
I'll
this,
stop.
Maxi.
Maxi, I respect and I love what you just said, and I want you to know that I find it immensely hilarious. But I also thought about the fact it's there's one bard in the campaign, and that's the only character that doesn't rhyme.
I was just thinking, didn't we discuss this the idea already? Wasn't a party called Rhyme Metal in this one?
Oh god.
Also, it takes place in the Rhyme Lands. Sorry, I want to get that one out too. Bye.
Okay, good.
Okay, goodbye.
Do-do-do.
Me hovering over the bad button.
I have one
That's
question.
a joke. I don't actually want to ban them. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to a friend. I might do it to an enemy.
I would do that to a friend. I did that to Lasse once.
Sounds about right.
I wouldn't do that to an enemy. I would do a friend though.
Florin, can I please get the initiative for Kustian?
Yes. I'll
And
just.
did we take a long rest from the
Oh,
night slept
yes,
at the
you
hut?
did.
Oh,
Oh,
you
that's
did.
incredible.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Can you pull up the stat sheet for Kustian as well?
Oh, did you send that to me as a DM at some point? I remember. That.
I send
I
it
sent
to you as
in
a
the
friend.
past. Hang on, let me just pull it up again. I can just re-upload it. Now that's art assets, but it's actually character stats and character sheets and stat blocks. And what is he? Oh, is he in downloads maybe? Yes, there he is. I've sent a PDF down in the side chat. You can open it up.
Yes.
Hey, Goodman, you up? I want you to lure my buttercup.
Excuse?
Sorry,
That's
that was.
filthy, Ed. That is filthy.
I mean, I was trying to rhyme, but on the spot, this is all I could. Oh, sorry.
Listen, I'm just out here, improvising rhymes the entire time, and you guys can't even take this fucking seriously. To be fair, I've wanted to do a Marilude encounter since I knew about Marilude, so...
Yeah, I saw that character and heard them rhyme. I was like, that's Mary Louise. Incredible. Hey, by the way, I think Castian has a +5 on initiative, so that's a 10.
Ah,
Good, great.
okay. Starting with you, Tyr, sorry.
I'm not there, but it's just a very small tier.
No, this. What is this? A tier for ants? I'm done. Okay. I charged a bony creature while rhyming.
What do you say?
Come here, you bony mess. I will hit
I'm
you
afraid
right
you-
in the face.
Well, luckily this was not the time where you had to rhyme unless you would take damage, so you did not take any damage. You make it about this far, Tyr.
Do I? I believe I
With
have
30 feet of
30
movement, unless you want to dash.
Wait, wasn't I? Oh, okay, I'll just... Yeah, you're right, sorry. I'm sorry. I will not dash. No, I'll just stand in front of my friends. Like, this sounds good.
If
I
you
will
want, you can
also-
use an action to dodge.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Perfect. Samara, you're up.
Was. Oh god. Do I also have to rhyme? Probably, right?
Not right now, I'll tell you.
Okay. I don't want to do Cloud of Daggers when Tears there. That's too mean. I will do. How much is it? 50. Yeah, I think I would just do a acid arrow against
Acid Arrow, at
course.
what level are you casting it?
third.
Mm-mm.
Let me see if it hits first of all.
No, don't worry about it. She's gonna use Counter now.
No.
Almost like Counter Spell, only a little bit more grim. Samara, your spell is cancelled and you take 21 necrotic damage.
Sorry.
Yikes.
As you start to encounter the spell, and she says, "No!"
What
you
the
can feel
fuck?
you can feel your bones withering from the inside. As the spell leaves you.
Okay. You are turned around and I book it 30 feet. 2 buses. This is no.
Right. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay, Kirsten, it's your turn.
Castian will immediately do a soul shot on Mariluid, which is a /R D. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to look up the. Oh, I actually don't need to look up shit. I can just do.
You can just copy paste it.
Indeed. +8. So that's
You
a
can put a
25.
+8. 25 to hit. That is a ranged weapon attack, right?
Yes, 25 to hit.
25 to hit will hit.
Cool.
Roll
And
damage.
then. Sorry, I'm doing this very badly. That's a 1d6 +6 +5 damage. So this is 6 damage. But I'm fumbling it. I don't know how you want to handle that.
Is that psychic damage or slashing damage? Or piercing damage, rather.
Psychic or piercing? I'd say psychic damage.
Okay. She takes 3 psychic damage.
Cool. I'll take it. I guess. Hold on.
You
I
still have
need
a
to-
bonus action, which I believe you can either use to make yourself invisible, or use another, or make another shot.
Yeah, I will. Great. Yeah, I will make myself invisible and teleport over here. Thank you.
The Birdman is gone. For her first legendary action,
Fuck.
Mary Lude will use Time for a Rhyme. She looks at you, Tyr, and says, "What has 3 legs and cannot swim?"
An amputee cat. I knew that on a whim.
The spell effect does not take as you pass the rhyme challenge.
I'm sorry.
It's now the Marilude's turn. So, let's see. Yes. She's going to use Call of the Black Priest. As she starts producing a horrible neighing sound. I'm going to need all 3 of you to please give me a wisdom saving throw. You want to hit a 17.
Shit.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think what your paladin feature does for this level, but it doesn't give you advantage on saving throws, unfortunately. Can you roll for Kirsten as well, please?
Yeah, sorry. I
When you type it into Roll20, you can just when you type in the 1d20, you can just put plus or whatever right at the end of it.
Okay. Okay. Well, it is 1d20 plus 2, so 15.
None of you make it as you take. All right. Both of you are poisoned and gain a level of exhaustion.
All right.
Additionally, you each take 8 points of psychic damage immediately,
Okay, hold on.
as well for the next 5 turns.
1 level of exhaustion, you said,
Yes.
and 8.
You take
psychic
8
damage.
psychic damage now.
Uh-oh.
Perfect. That's gonna be her action, and that's it. Actually, no, that's not it. Let me see.
Actually, there's more.
Marilude is then going to trample you and move through your space. Can you please, Tyr, give me... Hang on.
A charisma saving throw for sure.
Hang on, let me see. It says it somewhere. Oh, that. Okay, Spectral Hooves. When the man moves through another creature's space, they must succeed a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, what?
If they fail, they take 6 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Are we just all going to die?
I mean, I like... Marie has barely made a dent. So I'm gonna say we're not gonna die.
Am I going to die?
I mean, I can't... I don't know. Whatever.
On initiative count 0. Blood was going to appear out of the shadows and use Mind Rend on the Marilude, which means it now has to make a intelligence saving throw. Let's see here. It's a 12. She does not pass. Instead, she takes what was it? $35 psychic damage, reduced down to 17. He then disappears. Tyr, it's your turn again.
All right. I approach Marie. Yeah, I'll just... Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Number 1, I hit her with the warhammer, or I try at least. That's a 20.
Go on and slam. That's a critical hit. That will succeed. You can roll your damage and double it.
Okay, that would be... Wait, what?
16 total, right?
Yes. And then, because I hit, I'll also Divine Smite, which should do... I think I have...
And just to point this out to you, since you're using
Yes.
Divine Smite, Marilu is an undead fae.
This does not immediately tell me anything.
I believe it means that your Divine Smite does more damage.
Oh, great. Well... Okay.
13 radiant damage. She takes 26 radiant damage.
Sick.
Ah, that hurts! You little blurts.
She damages herself for another 4 psychic damage, failing to rhyme.
What did she call me?
Blurts.
This shall be my turn. Actually, I can attack twice. Fuck it, I'm gonna attack her again.
Oh yeah?
You wouldn't believe it.
Alright, same as before.
That would be 22 additional damage, I think.
Takes another 22 bludgeoning.
Cool.
I believe you can only use one Divine
Divine
Smite per
Smite.
turn,
Yes.
since it takes your bonus action. Great. That's your action, your movement, and your bonus action done, Tyr. I believe you're thoroughly done, unless you want to mock her.
I wish I had prepared for this moment with a rhyme, but I have not.
Giving her a good pummeling. What she gets for stumbling. Let's see here. Legendary action. Weird warp. Oh, you won't be laughing in a second. You won't be laughing now. When I look at you and say, "Ciao," she cringes at herself as she swaps places between you and Shamara.
Oh.
That was her first interaction this round. Weird warp.
Did
Tamara,
I hear
it's
you
your turn.
stutter?
It's my turn. This made the choice so much easier for me. I am just going to cast Vampiric Touch and be like, "Fuck you."
Please go ahead.
There's a 23.
The 23 hits.
That would be 11 points of necrotic damage. And if I read it correctly, and I regain hit points equal to half the amount of necrotic damage dealt.
You are so right. She is immune to necrotic damage, though, so this was mute.
Fuck.
Anything else you'd like to do, Shamara?
Yeah, let me really quickly look at my bonus actions.
You don't happen to have a misty step in you, do you?
No, I don't have anything like that. I only have normal actions. yeah, no. And like, I don't want to
If
move
the
away.
spell doesn't say acid on it, Xiomara does not want it. So until they make an acid step, don't ask.
Yeah, like where
Don't
is my
acid.
acid stab? Ugh.
That's right. And
Yeah, no, because my teleportation thing is, I believe, an action.
damn. As
Yeah.
you end your turn, she's going to use her second legendary action and say, "Time for a rhyme." She looks you dead in the eyes and says, "Who are you supposed to be?"
Well, I'm a wizard who isn't a lizard.
And I'm me.
Fail to rhyme with her setup, you take 21 psychic damage.
But why? I did rhyme wizard
No,
with
but
lizard.
No, but she asks you, and who might you be? So you have to rhyme. with
Ah, okay. I didn't get that.
He's back.
How much?
B-Man is
How
back.
much damage?
21 psychic.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
that. What?
Yeah.
Samara's a wizard. They're squishy. Gonna put you at 0-0. Which is probably also the face I'm making right now.
No, I'm smiling, but like from panic.
Alright, which brings us down to Castian. Castian, you are invisible, which means your next attack is going to be a sneak attack.
Indeed, which means I will still do a soul shot. Soul shot. Oh god, +8, which means a 12. If I had advantage, I can do an additional 5d6 damage, which we'll do promptly.
You can also roll again because a 12 will not hit.
Oh, you know what? Forget what I said.
No, roll again. You have advantage since it's a sneak
Oh,
attack.
yes, of course I have advantage.
See? There you go.
Good.
Get a 23, that's gonna hit.
Oh, 18 plus 8 is a 26, I believe.
Sorry,
Anyways.
yeah. 26.
I do 66 plus 5 damage in total. Which would
66
put me...
plus 5.
Yeah, I will
That's
do psychic
22.
damage. Yes, 22 psychic.
Reduced down to 11 psychic damage.
Wait, I think I've made this mistake before. No.
Yeah, which is why I didn't correct you. You should know.
I know. Cool. So that's the soul shot, and
You gonna do disappearing action?
actually, if I've made a shot using my action, I may make another bonus action,
Go
which
ahead.
is what I will do. 13 plus 8 to hit, 21.
Yep.
Cool. I have still advantage, which is 66 plus 5. Wow, okay. 18
18.
piercing damage.
She takes the full 18.
I will actually... Castian will slap me in real life, I think. This concludes my turn. I cannot do anything.
Great. She's not going to use a bonus action. She thinks she used them up. And we're going back down to Mari. It's her turn now. she's going to use a bonus action to.
I don't like that sound.
She looks at Castian, who just hurt her so much, and she lets out a long, haunting, dissonant scream from her horrible horse skull face. Can I please get a charisma save from Castian?
We. +1, 5.
Okay. Castian takes 15 psychic damage.
15.
Yep.
Very good. Gotcha.
And his movement speed is cut in half for the next round. For her action, she's going to cast Dimension Door. And put herself over here. That's going to conclude this round. We are going to go on another quick break and then go back to see what fresh potion Seri came up with. See you soon.
Wow.
And we're back in a slightly more pleasant climate, with slightly fewer unconscious wizards lying around. Seti, you make your way up to the community center. What exactly are you looking for?
I'm not specifically looking for something, I'm actually just trying to be surprised, if that makes sense.
You get into the community center, you see Marty is still busy doing paperwork. So consumed in fact that she doesn't even notice you coming in. It's at that point that you walk into the library and you notice somebody strange standing there. Somebody who doesn't altogether fit there. Somebody who, in fact, makes you a little bit uneasy. Ah. Seti. You're back already. I was hoping this would be a surprise. Seems you've surprised me instead.
I think the surprise is likewise Archmay, or what is your preferred title? Life-bringer?
Didn't much bring you to life as I spared you from death, wouldn't you say? How are you holding up? You're not falling apart, you're not noticing any peeling off the skin, no slackness of the limbs, no gradual loss of morals?
I see. I mean, see for yourself, and I bear the scar directly into their face. I think it's healing well.
They look up at you, being like half-head shorter, and poke at your face. Very good. You should consume a couple more souls. The scar should be gone within a couple of weeks.
Didn't know.
I found out the souls of the innocent are usually more effective.
I've been saving myself for special souls.
They nod. I'm not here to judge you. Mostly I'm just glad to see that this little experiment of mine paid off. And as I can tell, you've been quite helpful throughout out here in the hinterlands.
Well, it's not just me, my companions as well. But seeing as you're here, it means that somehow the situation...
I'm not actually here. This is a projection.
Oh.
But I still wanted to check in on my little pet projects, as it were.
And here I was thinking the situation was dire, but seeing as you are still at home, it must be fine enough.
They smile. And say nothing.
And may I ask what the research has drawn your attention to here today?
Well, as I said, I want to check in on my two pet projects. My little fiend bastard wizard, who I sent on a project looking over my truly most valuable experiment, a god spawn with demon ichor in their veins. I'm quite curious to see how it all pans out, you see. Of course, also, the prince has his eyes on Awago, and I'm here to oversee the assets, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, don't have. I feel like there's a lot of things I don't understand in that sentence.
See, an asset is something that is valuable that isn't money.
Oh, so it's the people around you.
Exactly. See, you understand a lot. You give yourself too little credit, my snaky friend.
I was convinced that the above creatures only valued money.
You concern yourself a lot with the above creatures, yet look into my eyes. What am I?
Tiny.
I am short. They chuckle. That is true. In this form, I am shorter than you. But I am not an above creature. Very much the opposite. You've never actually been to the abyss, have you? Perhaps that should be changed eventually.
Are you telling me there's a below the below?
There's more belows than you could ever ask for, Seri.
Turns out I'm
Shit
an above
indeed.
creature as well.
Come again?
Turns out I'm an above creature as well.
From a certain perspective. They rub their chin. From a certain perspective, we are all above creatures. I mean, not even I would ever be seen in the same room with Lord Baphomet. That guy stinks, between the two of us.
Well, I don't think I've actually, although it feels a bit like a curse instead of a gift, I've been able to thank you for sparing my life.
Of course. Besides being very important to this mission, both to mine, to Mara's, the prince's, I rather think that Word would be a worse, duller place without you. You have values beyond just, well, your assets. You are a unique piece in this great jigsaw that we call the cosmos. I wouldn't want to let it go to waste. Especially since you died through no fault of your own.
Well,
If you can believe it, I'm a demon with a sense of justice.
I'm actually now thinking as a player, did City know what this before this that they were a demon?
They did talk about being from the abyss just a minute ago and not wanting to be
but
seen in
like
the same room
literally
as Lord
before,
Baphomet.
as in days, months, weeks before.
Let's say he did. Let's say he's always had an idea. Let's see, being close to Lord Murshog has granted Seti the intuition to always know what a demon is nearby. And when Seti looks at Archmage Vico, he sees a demon. He sees a demon who looks like a tiny mage.
Do I also see Omni as a demon?
We can roll for that later, but first this interaction.
No.
A demon that looks like a little guy, Gian.
A baby.
Well. This is weird.
We will meet. Is it? Well, since you are so generous with the questions, let me ask you a question, Seti. What is your goal in all this?
It's funny that you are to ask me that, because that's actually what I am going to contemplate after this.
Contemplation is one of my favorite activities, next to brooding and murder. Though I recommend you only try 2 of those things.
I mean, I've done a lifetime of brooding, and
They
I've
nod sagely.
I've
Indeed.
spent some of my time murdering, be it for good, be it for bad. I think it's indeed time that I sit down and contemplate. I guess you are now an extra factor I should tackle in, because I want to give you an answer. The one that might not satisfy you, but one that might be true to the heart.
Seri, we have a long journey ahead of us. Answers, in the great scheme of things, need not be immediate. Indeed, many have waited lifetimes before they ever knew anything. What I know is that you may not know where you are going, but you are going there fast and steadily. It's quite commendable. I wandered too many years, eons myself, before I ever found this existence. For what it's worth, I think you are doing well, Seti.
Thank you. All I've done and wanted to do so far was to protect the others.
They smile again, this time genuinely. And who can fault you for that? Very well, I've kept you long enough. They give a short curtsy and turn back to the books. As you make your way up to the cemetery, you find it still quiet, still kind of in disorder, but you can tell that Lafara has been here during the day and has kind of been tidying up, especially around her father's cairn. You clean up the other cairns, try to replant a couple of flowers, kind of cover some of them up for winter, as the blanket around your feet is growing thicker and thicker. When you are done with that, you find yourself a cairn, and you sit in front of it, and you start contemplating. Seti, what would you like to contemplate?
I think the reason why Seti is contemplating now is because there's been a lot of threads hanging, like little points of dots that he has not really took the time to place. But I think the thing he wants to find most, as he said to the Archmage Vico, is to find a sense of self in it all. And basically what he's doing is trying to visualize parts of his life being raised among the Yuan-Ti, and he takes that, puts it aside, tries to place his moments as a criminal with his former wife, does the same, places those fragments there, puts everything from his interactions with Blightwood somewhere else, takes his lessons from Geese, also places them, and tries to visualize them and remember them really well, and really tries to take it a bit more one by one monkey brain to try to find the parts where he would agree with, the parts that he's proud of, the parts that he's ashamed of, and tries to find a sense of self amongst all of those experiences.
We flashback back to 2 months ago. In Flooding City, the plane vortex in full swing. Steady making sure to double back into each house to make sure that all the people trapped inside get to safety. A few days later, when Seti and Azizi both help carry Gej out of an exploding warehouse. A couple days later still, when Seti just walks up to Omni, a person they don't know, and says, "I'll play along if you play along." To a couple weeks after that, on Muspel Island with Lafave, we turn back once again after reconsidering to make sure that even Licorice the juggling cat can make it to safety, even if she is a murderous cat. What you find there is not a saint, as it were. Though one could argue that you did martyr yourself. We flash back also to the time that you took the hit for Silmara as they approach the blue lamp, as its soul-absorbing lightning deflected from them and hit you, bereaving you perhaps of your soul, but giving you so much more in return. Now that you think about it. In the end, you are an other. It's always given you a strange perspective. You've never been at home among the Yuan Ti, you've never been at home among the monks, amongst the city, you've always been an outsider for everyone except perhaps Meska. And now you're party. Seems you're finally taking all the good things you learned from being an outsider and applying them to the rest of the world, trying to make it a better place. The world needs outsiders. The world needs you, Zeddy. With that realization that you are in fact necessary, that you are an important part in this, as Vico said, jigsaw that we call a cosmos, you slowly come to your terms. You can see that a small bird has nested on your forehead and a light blanket of snow has gathered around your body. You've also done a great work with the cemetery. It looks very neat and tidy now.
I think for the first time in a long while, Seti has a smile on his face that he didn't put there deliberately.
Inspiration for you, Ant, here, and we'll carry on back to Cat Opal Pass. Omni, you were just watching Bloodwood square off against three creatures: the flautist, the witch Michaela, and a third wizard whose name you do not know. Pause that. You can see now that they're trapped in some kind of argument, though you are far too overstimulated to take any of it seriously. You cannot help but get up from your seat and slowly start to approach the stage where the conversation is happening now.
And as I've said before, my dear ringleader, I do not care if you want to hunt me for sport. This is far more important than that. Indeed, send whomever you like. I don't care about the clemency. What I do care about is your two companions. And he points at the two creatures standing aside flautist. So you are giving up on your clemency just for a free murder? How very base of you. First you betray your brothers, and then you betray me, and then you spit in my face. Well, which one will it be? And he looks over to you. Omni, this is your turn. Can you please come down?
Without thinking about it twice, I discard the empty bag of walnuts and I jump over the railing down onto the arena.
He takes you aside for a moment and huddles with you. Okay, here's the deal. We've got two suspects here. I'm definitely going to kill one of them. You can see here, one of them is the weirdest of Wargo Town. Very important person in your quest who might help avert something truly terrible. The other, a wild card. A wizard you do not know, but who is important enough that the ringleader of the Black Circus sought to trap him. Now you have to choose. Which one who dies, who lives?
Is this still part of the show?
Oh, very much. It's just not for them. It's for me.
He points at the rest of the circus, who are now slowly all getting up and brandishing their weapons. Tension is rising within Cat Opal Pass.
Who's the wizard?
He points at the ivory-skinned elf. Hang on.
With the snow fox on their shoulder.
Yes.
Another druid, perhaps? No, wizard, you said.
He must be.
A familiar of some sorts?
That snow fox is no snow fox, I tell you what. I don't think he's an elf either. I think he's hiding something.
So so you have asked me down here, away from my boxed seat, to decide which of these two members of your group will.
Oh no, they're not members of our
well-
group. They are honorary guests of the ringleader.
Not a big difference there. I will be honest with you.
He smirks.
Well,
Yeah, as they say, the friend of my enemy is also my enemy.
He ponders this for a moment.
you seem to assume that they're here by their own volition.
You can see now that the wizard looks visibly uncomfortable with the whole ordeal. Marquela seems to be taking it pretty well, though. She's an old lady. That might just be her face.
She just has
The
that
tree-
pleased look on her face.
The tree branches from her eyes aren't really helping either.
Hmm. She mostly emotes through the changing colors of the seasons.
He nods slowly.
Probably.
Is there a world in which perhaps both of these are spared? Or perhaps you target all of these pent-up frustration against the ringleader?
No, that is not until Act 3. We're only at the very end of Act 1.
Could I please attempt... I am the worst person at insight. May I attempt an insight check to see
Attempt
if
an insight
perhaps...
check, and please add your charisma modifier.
Oh, hot damn. Hot damn. I'm so charismatic. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on,
With an
baby. That's an
18,
18.
You have the strong idea that no one here is actually going to die. Especially not Blightwood, and especially not either of these two people. He's pulling your leg.
I know that we learned this on I believe it was the Tyr and Xiomara side of things. Would I already be aware of the fact that Blightwood is can't really be killed, would just come back whenever he feels like it? Or his master feels like it?
You're fully aware of this. You're fully aware of this.
Perfect.
He's talked about this.
Yeah. At this point, I very much long for another bag of these strange little oily walnuts. Very salty
That's
too.
supposed to be oily.
Well,
He looks
were they not?
confused.
Well, they no. Well, no. When you crunch on them, the fiber held in within releases the oil of the walnut.
My dear friend, I'm afraid you might have eaten poisoned walnuts.
Well, in here. Oh, here.
A decision,
In- in-
Blightwood!
In this
I haven't
circus-
all
in this
night!
circus,
And you can see that the flautist now raises the flute to his mouth.
Unless, of course, you wish to dance.
Omni is 100% convinced that this could just become a dance-off because I'm surrounded by clowns in all directions. Do you know how to dance, Blightwood?
All right, but if you had to pick, which one of them would it be?
Two left feet, I see. Blightwood, I must be entirely honest, this has been amusing and all, but I'm a little through with your games. I have a faint feeling that it doesn't matter what I pick, but for curiosity's sake, if life were indeed a play and this is the end of the first act, then normally in these kinds of tales, as of course performed in the atriums, it is usually the loss of youth, the loss of someone who does not deserve it. Make it the wizard then, who seems so out of place here in the circus. If indeed someone will perish today. Omni's not really convinced that someone is gonna actually lose their head. Any more than as part of some strange juggling act.
Well, you heard them. Are we taking the wizard? You vile little creature.
Bloodwood snaps his fingers, and the three of you are teleported out. You, the wizard, and him.
Ah, very well. You've seen through my charade. No, I was never going to kill him. I would just want to see which one you would sacrifice. You know, it was supposed to be this whole play about the strength of your moral fiber. And good, well done. You passed. You have good moral fiber. No, take your fucking wizard and go home. I guess.
Notice now that he teleported you right in the wilderness outside of Wargo town.
Is it now? It's me and the wizard just by ourselves. Is Blightwood gone?
It's you, the wizard, and Blightwood.
Oh. Well. Well, that was dreadful. I turn to the wizard and I say, "And who are you?" "The name's Omni. It appears I should at least know your name before I ask for you to be killed."
He almost doesn't get his mouth open, and then you can see he's actually having a mental breakdown.
You're no fun, wizard. Go on.
You can watch as Blightwood casts calm emotions.
Yes, hello? My mother's call me love. You may call me Bites. I must thank you for my rescue.
I look to Blightwood as though I'm ready to have my like am I having my leg pulled? You know, I give Blightwood the little like the eyebrow waggle where like one eyebrow raises higher than the other. I'm like, "Love Bites, a squeamish wizard. Isn't this a little bit too on type?"
It's not my fault what my mother's called me, is it?
Oh, I guess not.
What did your mother call you anyway? Do you even have a mother?
And Blightwood just once again doing
Blightwood's like,
the finger
whoa,
over
the
finger over his throat, looking at Lovebite, being like, "Oh, don't do this."
My mother once said that I was everything to her, and so she named me Omnia, but I prefer Omni. I guess we both have our mothers to thank for our names. Come along now.
Yes, they're both rather very stupid. Now, if you excuse me, I have somewhere to be.
Blightwood scampers off, and Omni, you and Lovebites are left to go back to Wargo on your own 2 feet. It will take you another day to get there. You have some time to get to know the wizard. You find out that his snow fox familiar is named Pax, because that is his favorite thing. Peace.
And the wizard's pronouns are he, him, right?
Yep.
Over the course of this one short day, there's two particular things that I would like to ask of the wizard. And ultimately they're intertwined, of course. I would like to, and I know it feels in bad taste to first ask about the blue lamp, but I feel like that's what's on Omni's mind first and foremost. Surely the wizard is by my side now. I will make sure that no harm comes to them, to him, if he is in fact worthy of being protected. But first, I ask him if he has seen a strange blue lamp in the company of the flautist, who I know has it, but I am verifying that fact.
Indeed. We were keeping it at Treefall. He was keeping it at Treefall Redoubt. I was only in the area when I fell victim to one of their ambushes. This black circus. I was looking for something altogether different, and I was their captive for many weeks. And he had a witch on his side, this weirdest Maquela. She couldn't figure out how to use the lamp. But he wanted to use it for some odd, strange, perverted purpose. I'm sure of it.
Omni, I'm picturing us just like sitting like on a fallen log, perhaps by the campfire, in the overnight going towards Wago. Omni like slaps their lap.
Lovebite is like covered in a blanket, and there's like the snow fox is like poking out in between his thighs.
Yes. At what Bites just said, Omni slaps their lap and says, "Well, I have to say, Bites, I'm so very happy I ran into you. To think that our foes have the lamp and do not know how to use it. Perfect. A breakthrough even. My allies, perhaps your allies, will be happy to know that the enemies are not as far ahead into their ploy as we first thought. Perfect,
Say,
perfect.
did you say that one of your companions was named Stacy?
Yes.
Druids.
I
The
am-
druid named Stacy.
Yes, I believe that she has a relation to. Oh, what was her name? And this is in Omni in world being like the large druid. What was her name? She was quite large. Allegedly her mother, though not much similarity. Though then again, you know,
Well,
my
how
brother and I
big?
are not so much like my mother.
How
How big?
You can see. You can hear that. You can hear Pax like squeaking as Love says. Well, then I really am in good company. I'm a good friend of Stacy's.
You are?
Yes, indeed. She helped me out quite a bit back west when I was still, back east when I was still in Maracas. My quest there failed as well, and it seems it is doomed here as well. Though perhaps now with you and your troop, I have a new quest on my hand. And Pax's paws, of
Huh.
course. Squeak.
Well, the wheel of fate turns, friend, because you'll be reunited with Stacy, and you're safely away from Doom. For now. Doom's always at our heels. It would be best that we rest for now and continue our journey back to Wago tomorrow morning. In haste, I say.
Haste. He nods. Turning back to the Blighted Wood.
By it, ha ha ha. Let's
The
just.
Death Squad.
Let us say, on initiative count 0, Blood was going to come back, and use the help action on you, Samara. Bring you back with 1 HP. He's then going to cast False Life on you and give you 20 temporary hit points on top of that.
Oh my god, that is so nice.
Now give him hell. Or her.
I
It.
will remember how
Horse.
to rhyme.
Horse.
He looks extremely. He looks so pissed as he says horse.
Boss.
Tyr, it is your turn.
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to figure out the pronouns of Moriluid, but I get distracted. I am beyond angry that you put it like 5 feet outside of my running range. You goblin. Let me think for like 2 more seconds.
Of course.
Sorry, what type of creature was this?
Both undead and fey.
Cool. What kind of area are we in right now? Is this the forest?
This is still the same Blighted Wood. Still pretty much as dead as it was the day before, but life is slowly returning.
Understandable.
It's also pretty misty, so if you were to cast Fireball, it probably wouldn't cause much of a wildfire.
Excellent.
Do it.
I cast Forge Father's Flames on the creature.
Say that three times fast.
Forge Father's Flames?
No, don't! God damn it, just tell me what I need to roll.
You may cast Fireball up to twice to the highest level available to you, which will be level 2.
No.
Level 1?
3.
3, okay.
Fireball is a third level spell.
Yes. Fireball level 3. Let me just see how much damage that does. A target takes 8d6 fire damage on a failed save. You have to do a dex saving throw.
I will
do
do
not.
just that. What does she fumbles.
I'm happy that was your decision out of this.
No, I just checked. Oh, she rolled a 4. Wait, she has a +3. That means there was a fumble. Oh.
All right, 8d6. Just roll that real quick. Not here. Oh, God. All right. 23.
23 fire damage, right?
Indeed.
Yep. She takes 23 fire damage.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. I also failed to mention that undead, fiends, celestial, and aberrations have disadvantage on saving against the firewall.
Not that mattered.
Not that matters. Cool. Tyr feels pretty good about himself right now and concludes his turn. Actually, he moves closer to Marie-Louise as far as he can. And then he concludes his turn.
Slightly smoldering, she looks at you and says, "But when you play with fire..."
It sparks desire. Tyr answers.
Sumara, it's your turn now, and you have a bonus action. And that's it. Just the bonus action.
Yeah,
Do you have any potions on you can drink?
Let me look into my inventory. What do I have in my inventory? I have.
Fiumara reaches into their breast pocket. And pulls out a little locket with a picture of Goodman in it and looks at it longingly.
Like Wolverine.
Lying
Yeah.
on it.
No, I have quite literally nothing.
All right. You still have 30 feet of movement.
Is there some place to hide around here?
No.
No. Wait, how much is 30
No.
feet? What if I just go right next to Castian? Fuck us both over.
You hide behind Castian, who is about a head shorter than you.
Yes, like you're my shield now.
Hey, what are you doing?
This was my very first time going down in a fight, and I'm scared. I'm very scared right now.
Can't have been your first time. Right.
No, it
Castian, it's now
has.
your turn.
Indeed. Well, you know the drill. I'll soul shot on Marie-Louise.
Yep.
Hold on, sorry. I've now discovered how to do this.
Question, are you
14
within
to-
range even?
I am.
Okay.
Are you even within range, bro?
Yeah, bro.
It's, 60.
Okay.
Yes, 13 to hit.
That will not hit, unfortunately.
Yikes! He says out
You
loud.
still have a bonus action.
Ah, yikes!
If I've made a shot using my action... Oh, it says nothing about hitting. I'd do it again. 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Nice. Then I do 1d6 plus 5. Piercing damage. Which works out to 6 damage.
She takes 6 magical piercing damage.
Incredible.
Yeah,
Mary Lilith is looking much worse than she did at the beginning. She's under half.
Sick. I cannot do anything else. I realize, or I guess... Sorry, I mean, Castian realizes what Jamara is doing and stands his ground.
Right.
Cool.
For her second legendary action, she's going to Weird Warp. And switch locations with you between Castian and Tyr.
Oh.
Perhaps you should protect your friend over there. I'll still catch you anywhere. And that's
As
going
if I
to be...
care.
You don't take any damage, but you still feel the static in your head.
I do it for thrills.
And with that, she's going to walk over to Custian and... Yeah. She's going to use Eldritch Slam and do a melee attack with her horrible skeletal hoof hands. Does a 23 hit?
I dare say yes, a do hit. 23 hits.
4, 12, force damage.
12 force damage.
No,
Yes.
not our boy.
Wait, he's still alive, I think.
Yeah, he better
Yep.
be.
She's then going to move through his space and hang on. And move all the way over here. Can I please get a Constitution saving throw from Christian?
We.
You say we like his name is Christian.
Question. Oh, 17.
Florian has been hitting
was
up the
that-
Expedition 33 as well and now thinks he's French.
Oh, I wish. No, I only have that from fucking Disco Elysium.
That's good too. Meets it, beats it. We now return to Initiative 0, where Blightwood is going to appear on the bough of the tree and throw a health potion over at you, Shamara.
Yeah.
You heal 4. 10 points of damage.
Yes. Ah.
Don't die on me now, darling.
Going back to Tia's turn.
Ah, well. This. Wait, how's Jamara looking?
I'm at like with the 20 additional, pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna just step over to my Luid. And I do my old routine of pummeling.
Schmecker 1, schmecker twice.
Fuck.
9 will not hit.
Try with my second attack. 21 will
A
that hit?
21 will hit.
I bludgeon.
You bludgeon for 9 damage.
Indeed. And I believe I can still do a 3d8
Divine Smite.
Divine Smite, indeed. Which works out to 22 damage, I believe.
That's right. She's sitting at, I think, 40% health.
Jesus Christ.
Hang on, no. Let me calc that. Let me hit up the calc.
Don't do the girl math when you talk to me about bosses.
Ah, sorry, I was way off. She's sitting at 20%-ish.
Okay, that's better. I believe that concludes. That concludes my turn.
That what? All right.
It is what?
She looks at you, Tyr, and says, I wonder now what rhymes with a cub.
Wouldn't you bum? Oh, I fucking. She now sits at 1% health.
She's taken aback by your sick rhyme skills. Your ability to bullshit once again has saved the day. Shamara, it's your turn.
It is me turn. God, how far is she away? That's. First, I move back 30 feet once again.
Another bus.
He's like, my friend is
You do a
fighting for his
dainty
life.
anime girl run through the
Another
forest.
another bus exits the station.
It's given Naruto.
And then because I don't want to do acid arrow because that would also hit Tyr. So I'm just going to do magic missile on 4th level. Because that hits
Go ahead.
no matter what.
She's out of counter now, so you'll be happy to hear.
Yeah, wait, that should be 6. If I collected, wait, it's 6 starts. So oh fuck, right, I need to roll for every
So-
single one. That
Yep.
was 1. Number 2.
5,
Number 3.
9, 13,
5 and
16,
number 6.
18. Taking 18 force damage.
Yeah, that's all I do.
She is pummeled back by your magical assault. What does Xiomara look like as they come back with a bang?
You know, like this manic craze that you have in your eyes when you didn't sleep enough and you're raging about your obsession.
Yeah,
That look.
very good. Anything else you want to do on your turn, Shamara?
No. You know, I think Tyr got this handled. I trust him to deliver the final blow.
But first it's Cassin's turn.
Yeah, but like, let's just give it. Yeah.
I think. Oh, okay. I will do a disappearing act
Yeah.
and move here. And then
Bamf.
we shall use the soul shot once more. The best. Just prep.
It's like this Pokemon who only knows one move.
Exactly. That's
17
how I
will
play
hit.
all my characters. 17 will hit.
And it will be a sneak attack.
I know. 66 plus.
Would you rather, like Tyr was like using sand attack every turn? Would you rather that were the case? Perhaps a tail whip.
Whip.
We should have a separate class for Tyr where he just gets to sass, and that's like his little like game loop. He just gets to sass people. So that's 16 piercing damage,
Indeed.
taking more than half of what you have left. As
But less
Cassin
than half of
appears-
what she would deserve.
less than half what you would deserve. As Cassin appears, once again composing himself, and expertly delivers a psionic dagger right to the beast's noggin. It's stuck in one of her eye sockets for a bit before it disappears, and she growls. There's no wit left in this creature. There's only the bestial urge to destroy. Speaking of the bestial urge to destroy, she's going to look at you, and
What, the ethereal you? There's 3 of us here. Come on.
she's going to look at you, Tyr, and first of all, she's going to scream dissonantly. Please give me a charisma saving throw. A 19 will succeed. You take 8 psychic damage instead of the full 16, and you are not slowed.
Nice.
She is then going to going to use Eldritch Slam once again. Does a 14 hit you?
Does not.
Still ringing from your ear, you start stumbling around. You step aside at just the right moment as her horrible skeletal hands comes down and misses. It's going to be her turn. At the start of this round, Blightwood is going to appear and
Steal
just
all the
kind of
glory.
just start chuckling. He's just going to sit down on the root and watch you guys finish her.
Oh, this is my favorite part. Please, go on. Go on.
It's now your turn, Tyr.
I hear that in a sort of mocking turn, and I do not appreciate it very much. However, I take great joy in taking the last swing with my warhammer. Hopefully.
Please. Give it a swing.
25 hits, I believe.
Yes.
I bludgeon for 12.
For 12 bludgeoning. You don't even want to know how much he has left.
Well, there's one more Divine Smite I can do. Well, actually, I can do a lot more Smite, but at this level, I'll do... 7 damage. Which is 14 now.
14 radiant damage, reducing her to minus 12 HP. How do you do this at tier? How do you finish her?
This last swing, I do with just taking the hammer in only one hand and swing it up for sort of hitting it in the chin. And because it's a divine smite, obviously there will be like some sort of divine light shining on my hammer as I sort of imagine
The
that.
deep rumbling laughter of Vulcan echoes through the forest as it bellows out of your mouth.
Yes.
Xiomara and Christian watch Tyr as his eyes start glowing with an orange fire as he righteously destroys this vile horse. She crumbles into a pile of bones, which immediately grows into a small fungal patch.
Oh, sweet. Good for stew.
In that very moment, Druckus the druid comes out of the ground. You see him literally growing out of the ground as if he himself were a mushroom. Start picking one of them. Do some kind of spell of desiccating it and say,
Very good. We must turn this into tea for sick one.
You watch back at Xiomara, who's still very much in a fever. The five of you return to the hovel and prepare some tea for Xiomara before you finally get on your way back to Wago. Which brings us back to, well,
Wago.
Wago.
Incredible.
Sarah, you come home one last time to the roadhouse. And you see that Lefava's just about wrapped up. And by the time you come in to the roadhouse, she says, I'm just about to wrap up. Can you go to my room and wait for me for a moment?
No problem.
By the time she comes back up, she looks thoroughly tired. You can see she's taken off her jacket. She's just sitting there in her pants and her blouse. She's completely covered in sweat. But she looks happy. Clearly, doing some manual labor really comes easy to her.
Do I need
then
to
she
roll a wisdom
grabs under her
saving
bed.
throw? Because, oh no, they're hot.
You start sweating a little bit yourself, or you would if you hadn't just sat in a cold cemetery for like half an hour. She takes out an ancient notebook covered in patches and ancient sigils. She says, City, you might be getting tired of hearing this, but I want you to see something. And with that, we close out episode 27 of The Blue Lamp.